You're on a tight budget, but want to see real change. Let me share my money reset story and how I saved over $100 a month. Here's the first step. Okay, let's start with something simple but effective: cutting unnecessary subscriptions. You know how many streaming services you have? I used to have quite a few. I subscribed to everything from movies to TV shows. But here's the thing: if you're not actively using them, they're just taking money out of your pocket. I realized that I was spending $25 a month on unused subscriptions. That might not seem like much, but it adds up over time. So what did I do? I canceled those services I wasn't watching regularly. I went through my list and kept the ones I really enjoyed, maybe just one or two. Now, imagine if you could use that $25 a month for something else, like an emergency fund or paying down debt. It's small changes that can make a big difference in your budget. So next time you see that subscription renewal pop up, ask yourself, do I really use this service? If the answer is no, consider canceling it. Your wallet will thank you. You know, when you're on a tight budget, every little bit counts. One of the biggest changes I made was shopping in bulk at Costco. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't always into buying in bulk. But once I saw how much it saved me, I was hooked. First off, let's talk about groceries. Buying in bulk really cuts down on your food expenses. For example, a big bag of rice or pasta can last you months, way cheaper than the little packets at the supermarket. And here's another tip: when you're buying in bulk, always compare prices. Sometimes, a 5-pound bag is much cheaper per pound than smaller sizes. Don't just grab whatever looks good, do the math. For me, switching to bulk shopping at Costco cut my grocery bill by about 30%. That's like finding an extra $100 or so in my pocket every month. Now, that might not seem like a ton, but it adds up over time. And when you're trying to stretch your budget, those small savings can make a big difference. So next time you go shopping, consider hitting up Costco for some of your essentials. You'll save money and reduce the number of trips to the store, which is always a bonus. Trust me, it's definitely worth giving a try. Okay, let's talk about cooking from scratch. This one's a game changer for your budget. I know it can seem daunting at first, but trust me, it's worth it. First things first, start small. Pick just 1 or 2 meals that you can cook regularly. For example, maybe make scrambled eggs and toast on mornings when you're in a rush. It's simple and delicious, and the savings add up quickly. Now, let's look at how this actually played out for me. I used to grab breakfast muffins from the store every morning. That was just $3 each time. But switching to homemade scrambled eggs and toast, only about 50 cents per meal. Over a week, that's a savings of around $15. Next, don't forget your vegetables. They're cheap and full of nutrients. Try roasting some carrots or bell peppers with a bit of olive oil. Easy peasy, and you'll feel like a culinary genius. And don't get too intimidated by recipes. Start with simple things like pasta dishes or stir fries. Just chop up some veggies, toss them in your favorite sauce, and serve. It's quick, it's cheap, and it tastes great. Lastly, keep an eye on leftovers. Make extra of one dish to have for the next day. Not only does this save you money, but it also cuts down on waste. Cooking from scratch might take a little practice, but trust me, once you get into the habit, your wallet will thank you. All right, let's talk about another way you can save money on a low income, using public transportation. Think about it. How much are you spending on gas and parking every week? For me, I was shelling out around $20 just for that. That might not seem like a lot, but over the course of a year, it adds up to almost $1,000. So let's cut those costs by switching to the bus or train. First thing, check if your city has a public transit system you can use. It could be cheaper than driving. In my case, I found out that a monthly pass was only around $50, compared to what I was spending on gas and parking. Next, plan your route. Look up schedules online or download a transit app. It's like having a personal GPS for saving money. Here's how it worked for me. Instead of driving to work, I took the bus. It saved me about 20 minutes each day in traffic. Plus, I didn't have to worry about finding parking or dealing with gas prices. Now, you might think it's not always convenient, but trust me, once you get into a routine, it becomes second nature. And hey, you'll even get some extra time to relax or read during your commute. So give public transit a try. It could be the smart move for saving money and cutting down on those costly daily expenses. Hey there! Today, I want to share one small tweak that made a big difference in my budget: freelancing for a few hours each week. This might sound like just an extra $50 a month, but every little bit helps when you're on a low income. I started by offering freelance services online. Simple things like social media management or virtual assistant work. You don't need to be a genius. Even basic skills can earn you some extra cash. For example, I helped a friend organize their blog posts and schedule tweets for them. It only took me an hour each week, but it brought in $50 monthly. That's enough to buy a couple of nice meals out or put towards savings. The key is finding something you enjoy doing outside your regular job. Maybe it's writing, designing, or even helping with administrative tasks. Start small and scale up as you find your footing. And remember, every extra dollar counts. Hey there! So you've already got some great savings under your belt, cutting those unnecessary subscriptions, shopping in bulk, cooking from scratch, and using public transport. But there's one more step that can really make a difference: regularly checking your spending habits. Every few months, I recommend sitting down with all your bills and receipts. It might feel a bit like going back to school, but trust me, it's worth it. Look at every single expense. No detail is too small. For example, I noticed that my monthly phone bill was higher than it needed to be. Turns out, I had an extra line on my plan for very rare calls. By switching to a more basic plan, I saved about $20 each month without really missing anything important. Another time, I found myself buying coffee every morning. It added up fast, about $15 per week. So, I started bringing a thermos of coffee from home instead. Now, that's a quick and easy way to save around $60 a month. By taking the time to review your expenses regularly, you'll catch those little leaks in your budget and find more areas to cut back. It's like giving your finances a tune-up. Regular maintenance keeps things running smoothly. So, set aside some time each quarter to do this. You might be surprised by what you can save. Now it's your turn. Try one of these tips this week. Subscribe for more money-saving secrets, or watch the next video to learn how I saved even more.